Hi, I'm Rich Harris and welcome back to my kitchen for another episode in my Back to Basics series for Video Jug. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make Nasi Goreng. It's a traditional Indonesian rice dish that's full of spice and flavour. And I'm going to be showing you how to make the perfect rice. I'm using jasmine rice, which has got a lovely fragrant flavour and holds its shape really well. But it's quite starchy, so it needs a good wash first. So tip the rice into a sieve and take it over the sink to give it a good wash. Washing the rice is really important. Under cold water, keep rinsing the rice, and you want to look out for the water underneath. Once the water underneath is running clear, you know that you've washed out all the starch. And by getting out all that excess starch now, we're going to make sure that the rice doesn't stick together. So take your washed rice and just pop it into a pan, and then just add some water. You want to use a ratio of 2 parts rice to 3 parts water. And then put the heat on. So there's a few stages to cooking rice. The first stage is to get the pan really hot. So set it over a really high heat and bring it to the boil. As soon as the rice comes to the boil, turn it down to the very lowest heat. Let's pop a lid on and then leave it to cook for 10 minutes. Right, so for the spice paste, you need to take some shallots and just roughly chop them. And this spice paste is going to form the basis of the Nasi Goreng rice dish. Take a food processor and just pop the shallots straight in, along with some garlic and then some fresh red chilli. Now, I like this quite fiery, so I'm not going to remove the seeds. But if you don't want too much heat, just take the seeds and the white membrane out. So just add the chillies in with the shallots. And for a full list of all the ingredients, just check out the description box. Next up are these. I've got some dried chillies. And these add a really great kind of intense chilli flavour and also quite a smoky flavour as well. What I've done is taken these chillies and just pour boiling water over the top and let them sit for about 10 minutes, just to help them soften up. Let's take the soaked chillies and again, just roughly chop them up. And the last ingredient for the spice paste is this. It's a ground roasted shrimp powder. It's got a really kind of strong smell to it, but adds a great savoury flavour and really enhances all the other flavours in the dish. So just about a teaspoon of that. And then just put the lid on and blitz it till smooth. So there we go, spice paste is ready. And now we can fry our chicken. So I've got some oil heating in my wok here. It's getting really nice and hot. I'm just going to add the chicken breasts in. And just be very careful because the oil's really hot. And it can splatter a bit. Take a pair of tongs and just make sure the chicken's all submerged. While the chicken's frying, let's talk about the rice. The rice has had about 10 minutes cooking. I've just taken it off the heat and then leave it to sit for 10 minutes. Don't move the lid, don't do anything, just let it sit and do its thing. These are going to take about 3 or 4 minutes to cook all the way through. They'll be lovely and golden brown on the outside. Just pop the chicken onto a tray lined with some kitchen paper to drain, and then we can get on with cooking the rest of the ingredients. So this has been steaming now for about 10 minutes, just off the heat. It's the final stage of cooking that's really important with rice. You need to leave the lid on and just let it relax, and just absorb those last little bits of water. So this is known as the absorption technique, so you shouldn't have any water left in the bottom of the pan. So just take a fork and drag it through the grains of rice, just to kind of fluff everything up. And there you have it, the perfect rice. And really, this rule applies to any white rice, so basmati, long grain, or jasmine. It's all really the same. So this dish almost incorporates a kind of omelette. So I just want to crack 3 eggs into a bowl. And to the eggs, I'm just going to add a dash of soy sauce. And also a splash of water. What the water is going to do is kind of steam as the eggs fry, so the eggs are going to go really lovely and fluffy. So just take a whisk and give everything a good old mix. And the last thing to do is just to shred up this chicken. So just pull the chicken apart with your forks. This is my favourite kind of dish because actually you could use up leftovers. So leftover roast chicken, leftover cooked rice, and then you're just chucking in a load of chili heat and making it absolutely delicious. For more simple, tasty recipes in my Back to Basics series, click the subscribe button. Right, so now it's time to put this bad boy together. Spice paste just goes into a hot wok. You want a good sizzle. Fry this off for about 2 or 3 minutes, just until it starts to go a lovely kind of golden brown colour. Just move the paste right up to one side of the wok. And now it's time to add the eggs. Just keep moving the egg around gently just to kind of make an omelette. And just as the omelette's pretty much cooked, push it to the side and then just quickly mix it with the rest of the spice paste. And then add the chicken. Now because the chicken's already cooked, all you really need to do at this stage is just warm it through. Once the chicken's warmed through, add the kecap manis. Now this is a great Indonesian sort of thickened sweet soy sauce and just works really, really well in this dish. Give everything a quick stir. And then add the rice. And just keep moving everything around the pan, just so that nothing sticks and everything gets really well incorporated. So just keep mixing it together until everything's the same colour. And once the rice is warmed through, turn off the heat and add spring onions. And the reason I've turned off the heat is I want those spring onions to still retain a bit of crunch. So you're not really cooking them, we're just warming them through. So there we go, that is ready to serve up and looking great. Just spoon some of the rice into a bowl. And then in traditional style, I'm just going to top it with a crispy fried egg, some fine chopped red chilli, just for a bit of extra heat, and some deep fried crispy shallots. And add a lovely crunch at the end. And then finally, just to cool down all that chilli heat, just a few slices of cucumber. And there we have it, my Nasi Goreng with perfect rice. All that's left to do now is have a little taste. That was delicious. There's a great sort of fiery kick from that chilli. There's that wonderful sort of sweetness from the kecap manis. And it's that rice that holds everything together. It's a delicious dish, it's really simple, and it's perfect if you had a couple the night before. Well, that's it for me for this series, but I hope you've enjoyed the recipes and more importantly, learned some basic skills to help you start creating some magic in your own kitchen. I look forward to seeing you back again soon.